You have amassed significant wealth, commanded vast resources, and established a formidable presence in your industry. Yet despite your external success, a silent psychological parasite continues to drain your ultimate authority. It is the insidious fear of rejection. Consider the countless times you have slightly compromised your terms, hesitated to demand absolute compliance, or softened your boundaries simply to avoid an uncomfortable refusal. This is not diplomacy, it is the biological reflex of a subordinate mind seeking tribal validation. Every single time you alter your strategic trajectory to accommodate the emotional comfort of others, or fear a negative response, you voluntarily surrender your executive throne. The absolute pinnacle of power is not achieved by being universally accepted, but by becoming completely immune to the word no and aggressively destroying this fragile internal weakness. The profound danger of this psychological fragility lies in the devastating illusion of artificial harmony. We are socially conditioned to believe that a smooth negotiation without friction signifies absolute success. However, elite cognitive behavioral researchers confirm that an absence of rejection simply means you are operating dangerously below your actual value. When you present an offer and it is immediately accepted without resistance, you have not won the exchange, you have significantly underpriced your leverage. The world's most dominant alpha negotiators actually calibrate their opening moves to intentionally trigger an initial rejection. They understand that a refusal is merely the shedding of pleasantries, exposing the true structural boundaries of the deal. Avoiding this friction guarantees a lifetime of mediocre compromises and perpetual psychological servitude. Conventional psychological advice often suggests that simply adopting aggressive body language or practicing repetitive positive affirmations will adequately cure this deep-seated anxiety. This is a catastrophic trap that ensnares many aspiring leaders. Projecting a superficial facade of dominance while your internal nervous system is still fundamentally terrified of disapproval creates a highly volatile cognitive dissonance. Your counterparts possess an acute primal ability to detect this incongruence. They will smell the desperation beneath your expensive tailored suit. Merely pretending to be unfazed by rejection is equivalent to painting over a crumbling foundational pillar with expensive gold leaf. To genuinely restructure your entire mental architecture, you must radically redefine your deepest biological relationship with the fundamental concept of refusal itself. To genuinely conquer this internal crisis, we must examine the undeniable psychological mechanics of interpersonal power dynamics. The primary instigator of your anxiety is the flawed perception that rejection is a personal indictment of your intrinsic worth. Elite minds operate on a completely divergent frequency. They perceive the word no not as an emotional weapon but as a sterile, highly valuable packet of strategic data. When a counterpart rejects your premise, they are actively revealing their hidden constraints, their hidden fears, and their true operational limits. This is the exact moment the amateur retreats in panic while the true master systematically advances. By intentionally detaching your ego from the outcome, you transform their refusal from a psychological attack into a profound tactical advantage that allows you to navigate the hidden architecture of their mind. The ultimate solution lies in a highly curated methodology of cognitive rewiring, utilized exclusively by the world's most formidable executives and intelligence operatives. This is not about building temporary courage or utilizing manipulative psychological tricks. It is about applying precise neurological triggers to actively seek out and thrive on friction, fundamentally recalibrating your dopamine response to rejection. Imagine possessing the chilling, unwavering calm of an apex predator, perfectly unbothered by the chaotic resistance of the surrounding environment. We are about to reveal the exact cognitive protocols that will permanently sever your emotional vulnerability and forge an impenetrable alpha mindset. Are you completely prepared to destroy your inner subordinate and finally seize absolute uncompromising control over your entire psychological reality? Welcome to your exclusive guided cognitive restructuring protocol designed for immediate psychological pacification. You do not need extreme therapeutic interventions to fundamentally alter your neural pathways. We begin with a principle called strategic friction assimilation. Your nervous system currently perceives rejection as an existential threat. You must forcefully shift this dynamic by intentionally introducing controlled rejections into your daily executive routine. Ask for concessions you know will be denied. Make demands that border on the unreasonable. This specific behavioral exposure directly dismantles the fragile emotional pathways in your brain and actively rebuilds an impenetrable psychological callus. You will rapidly realize that the word no possesses absolutely zero physical power over your reality, ensuring ultimate immunity. To successfully complement your desensitization protocol, we must master the most devastating weapon in the elite negotiator's arsenal: absolute silence. The amateur immediately rushes to fill the void after hearing a refusal, frantically offering desperate compromises to restore artificial harmony. The true master architect of profound psychological dominance simply absorbs the rejection and remains completely silent. This specific tactical void creates an immense unbearable pressure on your counterpart. It powerfully neutralizes their initial resistance and forces them to actively negotiate against themselves to break the heavy tension. Combining this terrifying calm with a completely relaxed physical posture ensures your psychological machinery operates flawlessly without triggering any internal panic or projecting weakness. The next critical pillar of our elite psychological protection protocol involves engineering an uncompromising abundance mindset. Your mind requires a dedicated defense against the relentless primal fear of scarcity that drives subordinate behavior. Simply possessing immense wealth is not a passive luxury, it is an aggressive biological strategy if properly utilized. You must intentionally anchor your identity in the undeniable reality that you possess unlimited alternatives. Furthermore, whenever you enter a high-stakes negotiation, always be absolutely prepared to walk away without the slightest hesitation. Any ambient emotional attachment to a specific outcome severely blunts your strategic capacity. Protecting this delicate internal detachment from external validation is absolutely non-negotiable for maintaining ultimate structural power. You have successfully navigated ruthless global markets, built magnificent financial empires, and secured a legacy that will outlast your generation. Your psychological resilience is the ultimate enterprise that demands the most sophisticated level of executive management. Refuse to accept the flawed narrative that internal anxiety and the fear of social friction are the unavoidable taxes on human interaction. You possess the unparalleled resources, the sharp intellect, and now the precise cognitive knowledge to completely rewrite your psychological destiny. Imagine the profound liberating peace of mind knowing your internal foundation is as robust and impenetrable as the financial fortress you have constructed. Picture yourself effortlessly dominating any interaction without a single shadow of doubt. True power is absolute psychological freedom. It is time to take definitive action and elevate your mental portfolio to the highest possible standard. Start today by implementing our guided friction assimilation routines and strictly engineering your strategic silence and elite abundance strategies. Share this essential masterclass with your peers and loved ones who also value their executive vitality and psychological independence above all else. Your absolute mental integrity is your ultimate future, and it is never too late to reinforce it with absolute cognitive certainty. We are dedicated to providing you with the most advanced scientifically validated strategies for a truly golden and crystal clear life. Please subscribe to our exclusive channel to join a global community of distinguished individuals who refuse to compromise on their sovereignty. Stay eternally golden.